That didn't make sense. I'm only gonna rewrite from what we said, or should it?
You are live.
Seems to be the. Call to order, roll call, please.
Brian Card.
Here.
Virga Lawrence. Here. John Sarantopoulos.
Here.
Matthew Wendorf, absent with notice.
Yep.
Michael Huco.
Here.
And Keith Thurlow.
Here. Michael, you're sitting as an alternate. Any addendums?
Nope.
Citizens' comments?
None.
Not, well, there's still.
Oh,
yeah.
well, unless, yeah. Yeah, go.
Ed Grandelski, I want to thank you for having that session earlier, the whatever we just had. We need that, and it works, and I think we had a good banter, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
We do our best work as
Anybody else?
banter.
Anybody else want to speak? Okay. I'm gonna read this once. Public comments can be emailed to publiccomment@killenlyct.gov or mailed to the town of Killenly, 172 Main Street, Killenly, Connecticut, 06239. All public comment must be received prior to 2 p.m. the day of the meeting. Public comment received will be posted on the town's website. Note to participate in the citizens' comments that the public may join the meeting via telephone while viewing the meeting on Facebook Live. To join by phone, please dial 1-415-655-0001 and use the access code 2634-265-4058 when prompted.
You know, I think that 415 area code is in California.
Whatever.
Cell phone.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because of the WebEx.
Okay.
They use their phone, yeah, generate
Okay.
phone.
I'm not gonna read the next one. We don't need to, right? I think.
No, there's no public comment,
Right.
public hearings, so, or public comment submitted outside.
Public hearing continued. Lake Apartments, zone text change application 24-1329. Text change, revision to multifamily zoning, requirements for clarification for purposes for density, withdrawn by applicant. Unfinished business, zone text change application Lake Park, withdrawn by applicant. New business, an 824 review, application number 24-1331, Town of Killenly Capital Improvement Budget for 2024 and 2025, presentation by the town engineer, David Capaccione. Mr. Capaccione, would you like to come forward and tell us what you have planned, briefly?
For tonight or in general?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, and all citizens present and watching on the TV?
Facebook.
Okay, in your packet, I believe, was a copy of the draft capital budget for the upcoming year. I can go over it by line item if you'd like, or, and then if you have any-
Highlight.
I'm sorry?
Just highlight the highlights.
Okay. On the first page of the capital budget, it's kind of a summary of the entire package. It shows a little over $3.5 million in road construction, about $380,000 for highway operation expenses. This year, we're showing no money in for bridges. There is some applications that were put in the last year that were approved. We're still waiting on authorization and go ahead from DOT. I was going to say DEP, but it's DOT at this point. The bridges that were approved were Wright Road, Bridge on North Road, Peep Toad Road, Cotton Bridge Road.
But
and
the work
they're-
hasn't been done yet.
Correct.
Okay.
They're still going forward in the design phase. Although I'm not sure, this is kind of I say kind of new, it's a new program about a year and a half ago that the state initiated, where the town submits the application, the DOT does the design and administers the project. At
Not
this
the-
Okay,
point, I still haven't heard what our cost share is. They've been
Okay, so
unresponsive.
my, you know the bridge
Yep.
near,
The
okay.
Stone Arch Bridge
The
on
Stone
Peak
Arch
Toad Road,
double,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
so, I don't know, it's the town that's maintained that dirt road for a long time, and I think they've done a great job.
Mhm. Thank
But
you.
in the there was something, like, way in the back of my brain that something had to be done about the bridge, and that the town, I think, did some sort of structure underneath the arches.
One of, every time we get a DOT bridge inspection report, if there's minor maintenance or repairs that need to be done, we go through and do them. On the arches on Peep Toad, there were a few stones that were loose and had fallen out. We put them back in and cemented them in place.
Okay,
But that's a temporary fix, that's not a long-term solution
okay, so just, what is a long-term solution?
to replace the bridge.
Box culvert.
No, I mean, I'm gonna be dead, long before anything happens there, but,
The way it's going with DOT, I may be as well.
yeah, but, no, it's an important part of Killingly history. That's,
It is, and if, I believe I told you this last year during the same.
and it always goes in one ear and out the other.
No, the reality of it is a freestanding double stone arch box culvert. I don't even know if there's anybody left alive that knows how to build one of those. So the reality of that being put back in place is simply almost non-existent for the dollar value that the state is willing to throw at it. What would occur would be a stone double box culvert with a stone face, or perhaps just a concrete with what's the word I'm looking for? Like a stone facade or.
Yeah, but, I mean, the
Form
sign up at
liner.
the sign at the ends of the road say, that you can't, if your vehicle is X amount of tons or whatever it is,
Mhm.
you can't. Is that not working well enough?
No.
Okay.
It's all, I mean, stone arch is very strong. It's very strong in compression. That is also, I don't know if that was built in the 1850s. I imagine it was built for the mill at one point in time.
Yeah, which I think came before 1850s, but anyway.
So, it's, I mean, it's a beautiful piece of architecture and beautiful piece of, workmanship and craftsmanship. But it's, the town's opening itself up to a huge liability if we don't try to maintain it and replace it or repair it as best we can and bring it up to current design standards. Let's face it, that bridge, that road, and just like many other roads in town, were not designed for what we're asking them to do. They're not designed for oil trucks. They're not designed for school buses with children. They're not designed for, cement trucks. They're not designed for, most of the things that we drive over them. That was never the intent for any of the structures in town. That's just the cold reality.
I don't want to keep grinding the gears. I know that we need to have oil, all of those things, but
Mhm.
doesn't it make sense to have at both ends of the road, that if you want to serve the roads, the houses down by the Valley Road, you got to come in on Valley Road, or the ones that are up at the top of Peep Toad Road, come in off of 101, but just,
Then we'd have to
so
close
the only
bridge and
person
put
that
in
would
two
have a problem would be
cul-de-sacs.
Sandy Farrell.
Yes, that's true. I mean, anything is possible. I mean, as I always say, we can put a man on the moon. We can devise a way to not rebuild the stone arch, leave it as a historic structure and put two cul-de-sacs, one on either end. That is a viable option. However, property owners are gonna have to give up property in order to put in a cul-de-sac and have people turn around.
I guess put up a building.
That is also, that's a third option, Mr. Chairman. It's.
Okay?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there were two bridges on Belleville Road that we also applied for. One's for the old canal and one is for the 5 Mile River. We have not heard back from DOT whether they view those as a part of the program. We're waiting on traffic counts. And also the North Street Bridge is not acceptable in this program due to the high volume of traffic counts. I say high volume due to the traffic counts that's not eligible for this. I forget what the cutoff is for a low-volume road, but in any case, that's where the bridges are. There's some information on there about public buildings, town hall, library, some parks and recreation information as far as things that they're doing at the park. Nothing carried for economic community development or planning at this point. Schools, projects, a little over $2 million, and for work at the WPCA, a little over 900,000. Again, that's just a cover page, the synopsis of everything that's in the capital budget. We can go into it in more detail if you'd like, or answer any specific questions. Choice is yours.
Just one observation of how it is still proposing a third floor on here.
That's in future years.
I see that.
I think the reality.
It's always gonna be in
I think the
future
reality
years.
of that occurring, without throwing a lot of money at it, due to building codes, extending the elevator, fire suppression, and a secondary access is probably not gonna happen anytime soon.
Oh, they tried it before.
I mean, clearly they need more space in the town hall, and it makes sense to go up. It's just a very expensive.
What about the new elevator?
I'm sorry?
Are they gonna put in a new elevator?
Well, we could put a new elevator, but to get one to go to the third and fourth floors.
Yeah, I know.
There's major renovations that need to occur for that. And then we still need a secondary means of egress in case of emergency or loss of power or whatever, which the stairway that's existing, I don't think needs any code at all.
Okay, anyway, any questions? We good? Anybody? Okay,
Okay, thank you all.
thank you very much.
Have a wonderful evening, folks.
You too.
So it's an 8:24, so you guys can make a motion on it tonight.
Yep, we will
If you'd
make a
like.
motion right now. Somebody make a motion to accept his 824 and move it on to the council.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Okay. Inevitably, I lose my. There. Adoption of minutes, February 20th, 24. Motion,
I'll make that motion.
second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Continuation of workshop, we got that scheduled. Why 2 lines? Correspondence, zoning practice, everybody read it. Technical report from Vitus Industry. Somebody want to real briefly go into that?
There's going to be a public information session on April 4th at the high school at 6 PM.
Briefly, oh, I read this, but I don't, okay,
At that time, the applicant will be presenting to the public, and there'll be an opportunity for question and answer for the
okay.
general public. And then they'll be making an application to the siting council. And then after the application to the siting council goes in, the same day, the planning and zoning will get a copy of that application, and then they have up to 65 days for the commission to review it.
Can you just give me a sense of where this thing might be?
It's 189 Lake Road.
Where
It's
the power
three-
plant was.
Oh, okay.
It's 320 megawatt.
Yeah, no,
battery
yeah.
storage.
And you can see it from the highway.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
No.
there-
No.
no. It was,
Yeah.
it was the one that was proposed that never happened.
Okay.
NTE.
Okay,
So same location,
Cotton Bridge.
smaller, but same
Okay.
location.
thank you.
Most likely we'd be doing a joint session, but that's with planning and zoning and wetlands. That's how we did the last one.
Oh, see from the high school's presentation, how much activity it pushes?
Yeah, it would see what level of public interest. I think last time we
Exactly.
did it at the high school, that joint meeting.
Okay, zoning enforcement officers report.
None, I'm here if you have any questions.
Wetlands.
Wetlands met, ZBA did not.
Economic development.
Chubby Dogs, the CrossFit Underdog Union, and the Little River Bakery all got their certificate of occupancies on Friday. And you may have heard that Walgreens Distribution is going to be shutting their center down May 17th. It'll involve 322 employees. They have been offered severance packages. We literally got 2 hours' notice before it happened from the government relations party. You know, it was one of those things that I think we got a good 6 years out of that facility when they merged with Rite Aid. Walgreens already had a distribution center in Windsor, and because of COVID, I think they left that one open for a while. I'd been looking at that parcel for a while. Last April, they sold the property to a real estate investment trust, so that was kind of an early indication that they were raising capital. Their business models have changed a little bit. They're moving towards the clinic and pharmacy model versus the commodity model, so they're consolidating. That's all I can tell you right now. We are actively marketing that location with the state of Connecticut, but a lot of our stakeholders are looking for warehousing and distribution, so maybe it'll be absorbed locally if they're willing to split up a 450,000 square foot building.
Town council.
From the town council meeting, the Killingly Park and Rec Department Volunteer of the Year was awarded for Jeff Grocke, and a first-time Volunteer of the Year for the Killingly Park and Rec Department Little Theater went to Chris Brandiff, and Killingly Conservation Commission 2023 Environmental Award went to Killingly Community Gardens for their efforts to help food insecurity. And Robert Beauregard from Folk Fund, Friends of Learning of Killingly, class of 1966. They present small grants to teachers for small projects, and he made a presentation. And he was looking for Janice Ahola Sidaway, who does a lot of the work. What was that? He was looking for Michelle.
Champion, Community Champion.
Community Champion Award. And we had 3 reappointments and appointments to boards and commissions. And from the legislative update, Mary went, there's a cost sharing for early childhood education. This didn't affect the town of Killingly, but Mary did take the opportunity to say that because Killingly is in the Alliance District, there's been no funding increases to the district since, I believe, 2012. And there's an act requiring pensions of our police officers and firefighters employed by municipalities. The state would like municipalities to have these police officers and firefighters join the same, have the same pension plan of the state. Our police officers already have the town pension plan, and such a pension plan would be cost prohibitive, so they're against that. We took back the rescinding letter from Northeast District Department of Health. They have a new director. They seem to be going in the right direction. For the solid waste fund to decrease the town subsidies, the permit fees will be going up. The year sticker will be going from $80 to $95. Bag stickers will be going from $5 to $6. Bulky waste fees will be going from 10 cents a pound to 15 cents a pound, and a 3-day trip pass will be going from $28 to $30 per pass. Cat Hollow, there's a group that have volunteered to plant some flowers, and the Chase Reservoir Forestry Plan, the forester walked the property, And they're trying to look for possible funding from Connecticut Deep, because there's a lot of trees that need to be taken down, and
So that's on the other side of the north side of 101?
where's the Chase Reservoir? North side of 101?
101, Pratt Road.
Yeah.
Chase Road.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
along
we all,
Pratt
a
Road.
bunch of us used to go paddling there all the time. Anyway,
So there's a lot of dead trees that need to be taken down. So people can still go to the reservoir, but basically they're at their, they're at their own risk. The county's not responsible for anything that happens.
well, there were fences there all the time, but people managed to find a way to get around them all the time.
And that's it.
Motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So be it.